and welcome back to the English Grammar course. I am Marian, your English teacher, and today we'll be learning about conjunctions. First, let's start by reviewing our last lesson and practice some prepositions. Prepositions can be combined with nouns, adjectives, and verbs, and are always followed by a noun or pronoun. Many words are combined with specific prepositions, and what can be tricky is that there aren't any set rules on how to use them. The only way to know how is by practicing as much as possible. There are many common mistakes that English learners make when using prepositions, often due to how they work in their own language. Here is an activity targeting some of the most common errors made by English learners. Can you choose the correct sentence? Canada is similar from the USA. Canada is similar to the USA. The second sentence is correct. We say similar to. The students participated in the exam. The students participated to the exam. The first sentence is correct. Participated in. Check online for the address of your nearest supermarket. Check online for the address to your nearest supermarket. The first sentence is correct. Address of. We would use to with direction. Check online for the directions to your Check online for the directions to your nearest supermarket. Congratulations for getting married. Congratulations on getting married. The second sentence is correct. Congratulations on. I want to study a course of English literature. I want to study a course on English literature. The second sentence is correct. A course on. We can also say a course in, depending on the subject. How can I become a member in the library? How can I become a member of the library? The second sentence is correct. A member of. Can you translate this story into English? Can you translate this story in English? The right answer is the first one. Translate into. We translate into another language. I want to arrive at the party on time. I want to arrive to the party on time. The first sentence is correct. we say arrive at and not arrive to. It's my birthday on July. It's my birthday in July. In July is correct. July is a period of time, therefore we use the preposition in. Do you want to go to the cinema on Tuesday? Do you want to go to the cinema in Tuesday? The correct sentence is the first one. We say on Tuesday because Tuesday is a specific date. My cat often leaves the house in the night. My cat often leaves the house at night. The right sentence is the second one. We say at night. James is married with Katie. James is married to Katie. The correct sentence is to. Someone is married to someone else. I've been living in Italy for 3 years. I've been living in Italy since 3 years. The correct sentence is the first one. We use the preposition for to indicate a period of time, 3 years. We use the preposition since to indicate a specific date. I've been living in Italy since December. Well done. This concludes our practice on prepositions. Now we can move on to today's lesson on conjunctions. A conjunction is a word that connects similar words or groups of words like phrases, clauses, and sentences. Let's begin by looking at the differences between a phrase, a clause, and a sentence. A clause is a group of words with a subject-verb group. For example, I got on the plane. I is the subject. Got is the verb. There is a subject and a verb, therefore this is a clause. There can be 2 types of clauses in a sentence: an independent clause and a dependent clause. An independent clause is the main part of a sentence and can function by itself. Like our previous example, I got on the plane. This sentence is correct. It has meaning. We understand it. A dependent clause, also called a subordinate clause, has a subject-verb group like the main clause, but cannot function by itself. See is a verb and family is a subject. Yet the clause to see my family does not make sense by itself. You must always combine a dependent clause with an independent one to understand the meaning. I got on the plane to see my family. Now the clause makes sense. A phrase is a group of words without a verb, therefore without a subject-verb group. For example, I got on the plane is an independent clause, and heading to California is the phrase. A sentence is a complete set of words that consists of a main clause and sometimes a phrase or dependent clause. For example, I got on a plane is a sentence. I got on a plane heading to California is a sentence. And I got on a plane heading to California to see my family is also a sentence. Well done. Now, where do conjunctions come in? Well, conjunctions serve to connect each part of a sentence together. There are three types of conjunctions: coordinating, subordinating, and correlative conjunctions. Coordinating conjunctions, also called coordinators, are used to link two or more main or independent clauses or nouns. The 7 coordinators are and, but, or, nor, for, yet, so. For example, he plays the piano and the guitar. The coordinator and connects piano and guitar, which are 2 nouns. He arrived on time, but I was late. The coordinator, but, combines 2 main clauses. He arrived on time, and I was late. It is favored to use a comma before a coordinator. It is not recommended to use more than 2 main clauses in a sentence, as that might be too long and maybe confusing. Subordinating conjunctions, also called subordinators, are used to connect a dependent clause to an independent one. Some common subordinators are after, although, because, as, though, once, before, if, that, unless, until, whether, while, etc. For example, he went hiking even though he had hurt his ankle. He went hiking is an independent clause. Even though he had hurt his ankle is a dependent clause. Notice how there isn't a comma in this example. We only use a comma to separate an independent and dependent clause when the subordinator is at the beginning of a sentence. For example, she ate another cookie although she had already eaten 3. Although is used after the main clause, so there is no comma. In the second example, although she had already eaten 3 cookies, she ate another one. The subordinator although is at the beginning of the sentence. Therefore, we must use a comma between the main clause and the dependent clause. Now, a correlative conjunction is a pair of words that work together to connect 2 grammatically equal parts of a sentence. Some examples of correlative conjunctions are either or, neither nor, both and, whether or. For example, I don't know whether I'll spend the holidays in Spain or Portugal. Spain and Portugal are 2 proper nouns, and therefore are 2 grammatically equal parts of this sentence. Neither father nor son wants to go fishing. Father and son are 2 nouns, and are therefore grammatically equal in this sentence. Certain conjunctions are used in very specific ways, so let's take a look. The conjunction and connects similar ideas. For example, Sam and Josie won't go to the party. This sentence means that Sam and Josie are doing the same thing. They are not going to the party. Both and is used for emphasis. Both my cousins and my sisters are excited for the concert. The conjunctions but, though, so, while, whereas link words, phrases, or clauses that have contrasting or opposite ideas or meanings. For example, while I went for a run, my husband prepared dinner. The conjunction while indicates that I and my husband are doing different things. I love cooking, but my brother hates it. The conjunction but indicates that my brother and I don't like the same thing, cooking. Or is used to present a choice or alternative. Would you like some juice or lemonade? You can choose between the juice and the lemonade. The conjunctions so and therefore indicate a cause and effect. For example, he was very tired the day of the test, so he didn't expect to do so well. The cause is being tired. The effect is not doing well on the test. The conjunctions either or and neither nor present a choice between two alternatives. However, the alternatives must belong to the same category of word. For example, two nouns or two verbs. We use either or for positive choices and neither nor for negative choices. For example, on my next holiday, I want to go either to Vietnam or Nepal. This sentence indicates that I want to go to Vietnam and Nepal, and I will choose one. I want neither coffee nor tea. This sentence means I don't want coffee, I don't want tea. Great work! It's practice time. Can you identify the conjunctions? Someone needs to walk to the store to buy milk. Either you or your sister can go. The conjunction is the correlative conjunction either or. Although he failed his exams, my roommate intends to graduate college. The conjunction in this sentence is a subordinator, although. Because although is at the beginning of the sentence, there is a comma after the dependent clause, although he failed his exams. I fell over while we were riding bikes. While is a subordinating conjunction or subordinator. Both my friend and I want to go dancing tonight. In this sentence, there is a correlative conjunction, both and, which indicates two people wanting to do the same thing. Great work! We have finished with our practice. Now it's time for a task-based practice. We are going to read some passages from a news article from abc.net.au. We're going to read this article together, then you will have 3 minutes to find and identify all the conjunctions. Let's go! Fleeing Afghanistan and the Taliban in 2008, Didar made it to Indonesia, where he began a dangerous boat voyage to Australia. After 2 months on Christmas Island, he eventually made it to Brisbane in 2008 on a permanent visa, then Adelaide. A few years working at the meatworks and then vineyards gave him the opportunity to save for a shop, similar to the one he had in Afghanistan. Now he knows ingredients from around the world and advises locals on how to use them. While Didar prefers not to dwell on his retinitis pigmentosa, the unfixable condition affecting his eyesight, he does not think about it. His main employee doesn't seem to be going anywhere soon. I enjoy learning how to be a shopkeeper. So when I grow up, if I don't have anything else to do, I could just be a shopkeeper, Rihanna says. Great reading. Now it's time. Are you ready? Go! Time's up. Let's take a look. In this text, we have a total of 6 conjunctions, 4 coordinators, and, so, and 2 subordinators, after, while. Notice how after and while are at the beginning of a sentence. Therefore, we have a comma after the dependent clause. After 2 months on Christmas Island, comma, and while Didar prefers not to dwell on his retinitis pigmentosa, comma. Good job! Now it's time to move on to our review. A conjunction is a word that connects similar words or groups of words like phrases, clauses, and sentences. There are 3 types of conjunctions: coordinating, subordinating, and correlative conjunctions. Coordinating conjunctions, also called coordinators, are used to link two or more main clauses or nouns. The coordinators are and, but, or, nor, for, yet, so. For example, I bought a new jumper, and my sister bought shoes. Both these clauses are independent as they have a subject, I and my sister, and have a verb, I bought, my sister bought. Subordinating conjunctions, also called subordinators, are used to link a dependent clause to an independent one. Some examples of subordinators are after, although, because, as, though, once, etc. For example, I'll email my teacher once I'm finished with my essay. Notice how there are no commas in this sentence. We only use a comma if the subordinator is at the beginning of the sentence. A correlative conjunction is a pair of words that work together to connect two grammatically equal parts of a sentence. Some examples of correlative conjunctions are either or, neither nor, both and, whether or. For example, I don't know whether she'll end up dating Jason or Arnold.